Hey guys, it's Solid Snack here. Welcome back to some more The Legend of Zelda. We're about to take on level 3, the Manji. Yeah, it's that infamous level that looks like a swastika, but it's not a swastika. Trust me. I mean, it actually isn't. Like, though despite it looking like that, it's not a. Zelda's not a Nazi propaganda game. It's a. It's really. I wouldn't say it's a religious symbol. It's kind of a spiritual symbol, I believe, that means peace. And it's a. I think it's a symbol that. I think the swastika actually originally meant something like that too, but you know, it got bastardized by hatefulness. But yeah, I just wanted to address the elephant of the room that is the shape of this dungeon, and you'll see that well, not in a moment. It'll take a little while. So, anyways, these are the new enemy, the Dark Nut. So there's a couple strategies to them. If you're scared of them, you can't damage them from the front. You can only damage them from the side or the back. And they can be pretty scary. They die in 2 hits, but getting one of those is really nice. I don't actually need to kill these ones. This will just give me a bomb drop. But for the one strategy is that you can just camp in the doorway until one walks out in front of you and hit it. That's the strategy I used when I first played the game because the Dark Nuts scared me. They scared me a lot. Like, I could just be like, aha! Waha! Type of thing. And when you have, well, this can be a somewhat difficult room. It's really actually a good idea if you can get them together and hit them with some bombs. If you get a decent group of them. And you can use them walking around corners to kind of take advantage of that, because your sword does have a decently large hitbox so that you can mess with them as they go around corners. So you can kind of play a spacey, campy kind of a game with them and really take advantage of the strict 4-dimensional movement that they just have to deal with. Just like that. They're not that bad, but they can be dangerous in large groups. Which is where this room comes from, and okay, just throw that there. Good. And that's pretty good. So, ow, that's fine. Just put that there, and that's, I'll take it. You know, that used 3 bombs to take out a good amount of them, and we got more bombs in return. Not a bad deal, and we get a very necessary item, the raft. There's really only 2 places to use it. One gets you a heart container, and one gets you to, well, level 4. It's just an overworld movement item. It's. I wish there was more use to it. Like, actually just, but you know, there's an item that you get in level 4 that I feel like this should be, if thought of a little bit better, this could have been the upgrade for that item, and I'll talk about that more when we get to that dungeon. I'm just hoping that these darkness didn't respawn, and good. Now we can go into here, blow open that wall, and we can, normally we'd have to kill these guys, or we can just go up a screen, grab ourselves the map, kill these things, and also just to note that if I didn't have the white sword, hitting this would, hitting those little gel enemies would make them split into 2 of the smaller gels. And here we go. We only used like 1 key in this room, and now we have the boss, the Manhandla. Now, a thing about Zelda 1 bosses is that there's a lot of them that have been reused in Oracle of Seasons because that game was originally made as a Zelda 1 remake. But, you know, there's a lot of those these bosses that'd be really cool to see in 3D. And Manhandle's one of the only ones that has. Gleeok hasn't. The first boss hasn't. Dodongo has in King Dodongo and Ocarina of Time, and it's even become a regular enemy. But Manhandle was in the Hyrule Warrior game, which was really cool. I really liked seeing that boss in the legendary third dimension. And now that we've done that, we're pretty much going to head straight to level 4. There's nothing to do in between. It's actually a really quick jog, hop, skip, and a jump away. So, this dungeon, I don't remember what the boss is. It's not Gleeok, is it? Oh, it might be. If you don't know what Gleeok is, you're in for a surprise. So, as you can see, there's a nice little dock here. If you go into the dock, you take a raft, and it takes you up here to level 4. Well, ain't that quick. You didn't expect to be in level 4 so soon. Wow, I have... You know, most of the time when I play through it, I don't bomb walls. I make sure to use every key. And I never really realized, like, how far ahead on keys you can get in this game. And the boomerang's amazing for taking out bats. And another key. That's perfectly fine with me. So now we can head up a room. And right a room. I'm going to ignore those guys. They're not big deals. You know, they're not big boys. Actually, they kind of are now that I think about it. So once you kill them, they turn into bats. So, as you can see, I can't really see in here. So I need to use the power of my candle. And that makes things a little easier. And this gives me the compass. When they turn into bats, they don't drop anything, which is the annoying thing, the bats themselves. But if you had a more powerful weapon, wink wink, nudge nudge, you could kill those bouncy boys outright and they could actually have drops. But sadly, they don't. So they're kind of pointless to kill if you can just bait them, not bait them, but kite them. It's too bad too, like, regular keys don't even drop items, I don't think, for the most part. And this is not a very lucrative dungeon, pretty much just for that reason. You don't really get much out of it. However, if you do kill one of those with the candle, the bats can kind of fly into the candle and kill themselves. That's actually a decent tactic to use in rooms with bats. Is, you know, just throw out a flame in the middle, and half the time they'll just, you know, jump into the flame. It's pretty funny, actually. And this is a weird room. So, I'm not going to even bother using the candle here. It's not really worth it. But these guys do drop decent money. And those gels, for how easy of an enemy they are, they're pretty useful for the money they drop. And yeah, I'll throw this out here. And now, we got to use a key again. Whoever thought this day would come. Actually using a key in a Zelda game. Not something that, you know, it seemed likely until this episode. So I could go up there, and by could, I mean I'm not going to. It's a bad idea. These keys stopped beating me up. I guess I insulted them a little too much. I gotta kill them to open this door. But that door to the north literally just leaves you to a dead end, and it's kind of just a huge amount of disappointment. Now we're in this room with like-likes. Now these are by far the most dangerous enemies in the game, because they can eat your shield permanently, your magical shield. And they're dangerous they're the enemy I'm scared of the most, because I don't want to lose my magical shield and have to pay a ridiculous amount for it again. And that bubble almost knocked me into it. So, the bubbles don't do damage, they just make it so that you can't use your sword for a certain amount of time. Honestly, that's the pause button. I think it's worthwhile to use the bow. And 3. And you get caught by them, you do have a chance to smack them a lot real quick to try to earn it back, you know. You can save yourself if you're able to kill it quick enough, but it's... if you get hit before... if you get eaten before you get a hit off on them, it's kind of unlikely that you'll have your chance to murder the like menace. So now we get the step ladder, and essentially what the step ladder does is it lets you walk a single space over, well, like in this situation, water or lava or whatever, and it's just a nice little movement tool. And that's why I think that the raft should have been upgraded for this item. Oh wow, because they jump up, they hit you. Is because, well, it kind of would make sense, you know? So if we went a north a room from there, we would have ended up fighting another main handler. Which, you know, that's neat and all, you know, sure. Fight another main handler. Or, we could just bomb this wall, enter through here, and skip the main handler and get some rupees along the way. Now, we just need to head into here. If we were to go north a room and then right a room, not right, left a room, we get a message from an old man saying, "Walk into the waterfall," which is something that we've already done. That gave us that you could pay a lady for another tip that tells you how to get through, not through, but how to get one of the bosses. Did I pick up that map? Yeah, I did. I just haven't filled out the map entirely. So, for this boss, there's nothing really neat, but I do want to have the candle out. Just walk into that flame, or not. This is a lot more difficult when you don't have a sword beam to help you out. Okay, that's 2. This ain't bad. I think these bats definitely seem to fly around a bit more. They're a little bit more erratic. There we go. And now that we killed all those, you can push this block and open the door and fight ourselves Gleeok. It's a 2-headed dragon. You really just want to kind of run up and slam your sword into its face. It's kind of a douche. I might die here. Okay, so now that I've killed one, that head flies around the room. I'm probably gonna die. Damn it. Okay. Well, this is going to be the first cut, I suppose. I have to make my way all the way back over here. So, once again, as you can see, if you die, you start with 3 hearts, which is the worst part about this game, because you're like, it's so punishing. But we have a fairy fountain nearby, so I'll go heal up and meet you right back there. Alrighty, we're back, and this time I have full health going into this fight. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've died to a Gleeok, but this fight, the first time I played it, it was terrifying. But it's, you know, the way that the fireball spawn, you really want to kind of move back and forth as you hit him. Going up straight isn't very good. You want to kind of weave in and out if you can. And hitting from the side seems to work really well. I should have done that from the beginning. And there we go. That's level 4. Dunzo. We had a little bit of a misstep along the way, but that's a-okay. Gosh darn it, that's really annoying. Like, if I put it down just a little bit, it's so sensitive now. My gamepad has seen some days. So, at this point, I think it's a good stopping point, so I'm going to show off killing a pea-hat if it ever stops. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Look at that, dead pea hat. So, we're done. Yeah, with level 3 and 4 complete one episode. It was a 2 for this time. So if you liked what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe! Subscribe! God, I'm really bad at pronouncing things when I talk fast. I gotta take it slower. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. So, for now, peace out, but next time we're gonna head up to level 5. See ya!